Hello, it's the Black Gallerina here. Long time no see. Today I am answering some questions, whilst in the background you will be watching me paint this massive mural. So the first question is, what are the barriers to curating in the UK at the moment? I think the biggest barrier to curating at the moment is that there aren't actually many well-paid jobs available. The current state of the art sector, especially the visual art sector, means that many venues are closing, venues that are dedicated to visual arts, which further minimises the opportunities to become a curator. It's a very competitive area to get into, and it often requires very specific sets of skills. Even when you acquire those skills through training or formal education, you aren't guaranteed a job because of how competitive it is. Another issue is a lot of curation jobs are very underpaid. Curation is a role that involves lots of different interconnected jobs, from exhibition design, producing, and budget management to community engagement, artist development, and evaluation. Yet somehow a lot of curating jobs are offered at graduate or entry-level starting salaries. So very few curation jobs offer decent salaries, which is surprising because often the low-paid one still requires some sort of master's level education, and some galleries are looking for curators on a specific area, which sometimes requires even a PhD or several years of experience. And I don't think many people understand the amount of work it takes to do the job of a curator, and this is reflected in the very low salaries and fees offered. Question number 2, what does curating actually mean to you? For me, it's about developing and holding space for people to engage with art. While the original definition of curated relates to the care of objects, curation to me means the care of people in those spaces and ensuring that these environments are enabling and welcoming for the wider public. Sometimes people mistakenly believe that curating is just selecting artists and objects that you like and thinking that you have good taste. However, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Curating goes far beyond that. If my job as a curator was just to do with selecting artist work, even though that's a hard job in itself, if you believe in processes, fair, transparent processes, it would be so much easier. And it might justify the low wages that many curatorial jobs advertise, but it's not just what I do. Number 3, in an ideal world, what would the curating landscape look like for you? So in an ideal world, there would be more opportunities for curators to organise exhibitions in various public spaces, and curators could work more flexibly. Having an in-house curator job is solid, reassuring, and stable, which we all love. However, I believe that you can learn so much more when you travel and work with different spaces and various artists and communities. And I would love to see more paid roles in curation that reasonably compensate people for their experiences. This is especially important for community exhibitions, as I believe that if you want to develop an exhibition that engages the community, you must respect and reimburse people for their time. If you do that, there will be more diversity among those people to engage in those projects. So, last question, number 4, what would your dream curation project be? So I have a project in mind that I want to undertake after my PhD. Update, I have been approved to be in the completion stage of my PhD, so I am almost done. So after my PhD, this project in my brain involves going to the Brazil House in Ghana. So the Brazil House is a place in Ghana that is dedicated to the Brazilian Africa diaspora in Ghana. It also has a gallery on the top floor, which the last time I checked hadn't opened when I went to visit. It was built just before the pandemic, so it really didn't get the time to be seen. So when I visited a couple of years ago, I went around and toured the place, and they talked about how, there's some artists that did some residencies there. And I said I'd love to get involved in the gallery space and the residencies. So the reason I want to do this project is because I am a descendant of the enslaved people from Brazil who were exiled and settled in Ghana. And I know it's a small community with a history that is not well known, even within Ghana. And I would love to create some kind of travelling exhibition that collaborates with Ghanaian and Brazilian artists and descendants, and sort of share this story. And even when I speak to other Ghanaians about the Tabon people, many of them don't know. So I feel like an exhibition would be a really great place to share this story, specifically looking at how Ghanaians accepted this group of people and how they were integrated into Ghanaian society whilst maintaining their culture. I think it can open a lot of questions about how we treat migrants across the world at the moment. Anyway, that's all from me for now. If you have any more questions, please drop it in the comments, and please share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care and see you soon.